Day 29, Saturday, 4th of September 2021. Today's Bible reading, 2 Samuel chapters 16 to 24. What was David's legacy? Read 2 Samuel chapter 22 to chapter 23 verse 7 in the NKJV. The psalm recorded in 2 Samuel 22 is virtually identical with Psalm 18, with very minor variations. As David looked back on his life and his many military victories, he saw success in its proper perspective. The thrust of the psalm is to give God the glory for all the victories that he, David, was only God's chosen instrument. In Psalm 18 verses 4 to 5, David described himself in poetic language as being in turbulent water over his head. He could not break free from the weeds or vines that were wrapping around him. In the terror of the moment, all he could think of was, "I'm going to die." He had come to the end of himself. What was confronting him provided no human way out unless the Lord delivered. In the same breath, the more impossible the situation, the greater should be our praises to God, and the more vital a part it should have in our prayers. Here we glean from David's life that we must know who our God is, to know how he acts. David became aware that any success at all was ultimately God's doing, and that his rise to the throne, power, and prominence was due to divine grace. It was crucial to David that, despite his personal failures, the covenant he had with God would remain firm and secure. The last words of David in 2 Samuel chapter 23 verses 1 to 7 were not words that he spoke from his deathbed, but rather deep expressions from his heart, voicing the concern that he leave behind a good legacy. Though David's reign was not perfect, it was blessed. He was aware of God's divine inspiration through him, and that nothing was achieved by his own hands. This remarkable relationship with God is the reason why David was Israel's greatest king and the most prominent ancestor of Jesus Christ. Matthew chapter 1 verse 1 says, "The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David." What a legacy he left. Today's prayers. Are you willing to give it all to God? Are you willing to put your full trust in God? Pray for determination to honor God with all we have and to trust Him in every way throughout our lifetime. Pray for parenting approaches among Christian families, that parents will realize the importance and impact of family modeling, and they will set their hearts to live right and so leave a godly legacy for their children. Pray for the kingdom workers among the Sept groups in Gerantut, Guantan, Maran, Hulu, Terengganu, and Kamaman, etc., that they will be culturally sensitive and effective, and that they will meet the group's needs practically by enhancing their living standards and survival skills.